Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Sense of Humor's podcast, where we talk anything pop culture or anything that interests us. I'm your host, Travis or Griffshock, and I'm sitting here with my buddy, Multi Knight or Tyler.
How's it going, everybody?
So today's topic is, recently I know we've been talking a lot about movies and uh things that were basically just a lot of movies. I wanted to talk today about our favorite childhood movies and why we like them.
Ah, okay. Kind of a growing up theme.
Yeah, basically talking about movies that we liked starting out as a kid and how it's adapted or changed throughout then.
All right, I like that.
You can
Man,
go
movies
first
that
if
we
you'd
grew
like.
up with. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to think of. I'm like, I mean, if you can give me some examples, I could probably play off it, but gosh dang.
For me, well, when I was 4 years old, the first movies that my dad wanted me to watch was horror movies. So at
Your
4 years,
your dad encouraged you to watch horror movies?
yes,
Dang.
yes. He didn't want me to be a baby because he's super into horror movies, so he wanted me to be into something that he was into, which it worked.
I
Um,
mean, understandable.
but he had me watch Chucky when I was 4 years old.
Wow.
So
That's
I spent a whole year of every time it was bedtime to lock my toys in my closet.
just like never again.
Yeah, no, I never trusted it. Um, but then I think Toy Story did come out around that time. I ended up watching Toy Story, Winnie the Pooh,
Some good
Charlie
old
Brown.
classics.
Yeah.
I
That
was
that
gonna
that
say, or go ahead, sorry.
I was just gonna say that was when I was like from like 4 to like 6 or 7, but
Yeah, I mean, I think I was kind of in the same boat. Like, I mean, my parents were like they didn't like, or in fact both my parents don't like scary movies. So I wasn't really introduced to the horror genre till like much later. Like in fact, I got into horror games before horror movies or TV shows or anything like that.
okay.
Um but funny enough, similar to you, I did kind of grow up with some one would consider more adult films. Like I grew up with Spider-Man, like the Tobey Maguire movies. And I remember they would always have to skip the part with Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin when he first becomes the Green Goblin because it
Oh,
would
isn't
scare
that when
me.
he's
Like
with the mirror reflection?
no, it's like when he's in the gas chamber and like he's
Oh,
getting the serum introduced to him through the gas and then
okay.
he like kills that one scientist, but
Yeah.
yeah, he that was the one thing that would scare me though, like apparently. And then Spider-Man 2 shortly came out after that and I became a huge fan of that. There was also the 1994, I think 1994, if I'm not mistaken, Spider-Man TV show that I grew up with. So a lot of Spider-Man for sure, and a lot of Star Wars, Pirates of the Caribbean. Like those were all like the live action stuff I grew up with, but also like you, I grew up with animated stuff. A lot of classic Disney. My favorite to this day is the original Robin Hood
Oh,
where
that was a
like
good
Robin
one.
Hood's a fox and yeah, the Little John's a bear. And then I would say my favorite Pixar film, it used to be Toy Story, but after Incredibles 2 and like just the superhero genre just became my favorite. I think The Incredibles is my favorite Pixar movie. Like I love The Incredibles. Not to mention they came out with some Fortnite skins for them and I'm already rocking Mr. Incredible, so
Oh, I forgot they came out.
yeah.
I
Don't
completely
get me
forgot all
wrong,
about it.
they're super goofy, but I love it. I'm gonna keep that skin.
Um, I remember when The Incredibles came out, everyone was so upset for a long time that they ended it on what was it? A cliffhanger.
Yeah, I know, right? Like, I mean, even when I was younger, like, and I didn't expect them to just continue right where they left off in Incredibles 2. I thought we were going to get like a flash forward to
Mm-hmm.
when supers are legal again and,
They're in
all the kids
college
are
and
grown up. Yeah, exactly. Like Violet's in college, Dash is in high school, Jack Jackson Elementary or something along those lines. Like I thought we were gonna get like a flash forward from there. But now like even I really like the second movie though. Like I know a lot of people are kind of like half and half about it. I don't think it beats the original, but it's still pretty good in my opinion. I like the second movie.
I think it's really good.
Yeah. And I think
Um,
something similar happened with Toy Story because like there was a long break between all the Toy Story movies too because it was Toy Story 1 in I think 1999.
yeah, it's like
Let's see.
90 something.
Yeah, so the first Toy Story movie came out in 1995. The second one came out in 1999, and then 11 years later Toy Story 3 came out in 2010. That's insane. And then 9 years after that Toy Story 4. I was honestly disappointed with Toy Story 4.
Yeah, so was I. Is that the one where they're oh, what's it called? Oh no, I was thinking of the other one. I was thinking of the one where they have meet the bear. That's what, three?
Yeah, 3 was a perfect send off. Like, that was the perfect last film, perfect trilogy ending, or whatever.
And then
But
four was
then,
with Forky, right?
yeah, Forky and Bo Peep came back, and then all of a sudden Woody's mission is no longer to kids, it's to the toys, and I'm like, dude, like just make up your mind. Like it went from him to choosing the kids over the toys and now it's the toys over the kids and it's just like this constant like weird I don't know. Like I mean, I guess technically Woody still does end up helping kids like on the playground that he hangs out with Bo Peep on like where they're like playground toys, so they're like community toys instead of like just one kid toys. So he
Yeah.
like helps more kids than one. But then there's the plot hole of like, well, what if he gets taken away by one of the kids at the playground? What then? Like, does he just become that kid's toy and never seen again? Or I don't know.
I mean, I feel like that would be his. I feel like he'd be okay with that because as long as he's making a kid happy.
I guess, but he also wants to be with Bo Peep too. Like they had a romantic relationship in at least the first two, and then the third one she was gone, and then they brought her back for the fourth one, and that relationship kind of rekindled, but I don't know. It was weird.
I was also the kid after watching it. I did want to write Andy on the bottom of my shoes as a kid. It just never stuck.
Oh, one second. Keep talking. I got someone knocking at my door.
Oh, you're good. Another movie that I grew up with was more of adventuristic types. I grew up with The Mummy, the whole Mummy trilogy, the original one, not the remake one with Tom Cruise, the original one. I grew up watching those. I grew up watching Jungle Book, George of the Jungle, Tarzan. Basically, I really liked movies that had to do with adventuristic, like adventure types and stuff that have to do with wilderness and nature more than like I don't want to say uh, like okay, well Tarzan's Disney, but like Disney type movies are um more calming. But I was more into like the action packed movies as a kid. Movie Mummy came out in '99. Oh, The Scorpion. I was also really into the Scorpions. The Scorpion movie. That was also really good. I wasn't a huge fan of Star Wars until I met you and Andrew, actually.
Really?
Yeah, oh yeah. Like I like Star Wars. I did watch them. My dad had me grow up watching Star Trek instead of Star Wars. which is
Oh, that's
why,
fair.
yeah. So I kind of like was more into like Captain Kirk and Spock and stuff. But then you and Andrew and started talking all about Star Wars. I was like, that kind of seems similar, and so started watching the movies, and I actually ended up liking them.
Yeah, no, I grew up with the second film mostly. Like, I mean, the first and the second came out around the time. In fact, I was born the same year the first or the second movie came out, or second in quotations, the episode two. But like, my parents also showed me like the original Star Wars trilogy. Episode six always was my favorite because I loved seeing Luke's transition from whiny farm boy to like wise Jedi, and that's why I really hated the sequel trilogy is because they just like really went downhill with Luke Skywalker's character. Like I really love how he is in episode like six, where he like just is patient. He's a Jedi master rather than whiny, complainy guy that has no hope. And but he sees his nephew have a bad dream about like killing everybody, and all of a sudden he loses hope again. It's like, what the heck? You saw good in the guy who slaughtered children, who slaughtered an entire religion of Jedi,
Yeah,
but you can't look past your nephew having a bad dream. Like, that's just such terrible writing.
it is pretty bad. Like the fact that he could see people dying, but a dream is unfathomable. Like so,
Yeah,
it's
I was
the
gonna say
worst thing ever.
if anything, I feel like Han Solo would have less faith in his own son than Luke, and I think that would have been a lot better writing. Is like if Han and Kylo had more of a bad relationship than Luke and Kylo, but
I
whatever.
do wish I wish they showed more of Jar Jar. Everybody hates Jar Jar, but I grew up loving like the goofy characters, and I was a goofy kid, so Jar Jar was my favorite.
Hey, no judgment here. Like, I mean, I think Jar Jar got a little bit of redemption in the Clone Wars series, so and that's the other thing that
I
kind
still need to
of
watch all that.
yeah, no, it's good. Like, I grew up loving the prequels, and then anytime I tell people that, oh yeah, I like episode one, two, and three, or mostly one and two. I wasn't allowed to watch three until I was 13 because parents are pretty strict, and that was a PG-13 movie. But
I mean, it makes sense.
yeah, but I grew up loving episode one and two, and my parents or like everyone that didn't like the prequel trilogy would tell me, "Oh, it's terrible acting, it's too much CGI and all this like crap about it." And I just looked past it cuz I saw really cool fights and like fun scenes and a cool
Lasers everywhere.
story. Exactly. And then like Clone Wars like built on top of that love for the prequel series cuz it fleshed out a lot of the characters, even some background characters that we saw in the movies but never got to know like their names or their backstories or anything. And then the Clone Wars comes in and does that, and it makes the story and the lore of Star Wars so much more interesting. And then Disney came in and ruined everything. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna hate on Disney for everything. I still like Marvel. I still like a lot of their original projects. I'm just not happy with what they did with Star Wars. So, forgive me, all you Disney Star Wars fans, but I'm kind of done with Star Wars for a little bit until they actually repair the damage. But
Which
anyway,
we don't know how well that's gonna take, but
yeah, for real.
uh, what other movies did you grow or start to like after,
I mean, I think I was still heavily a Disney kid. Like I liked DreamWorks, like Shrek, and
Yeah.
later How to Train Your Dragon and Kung Fu Panda and um, Megamind. Megamind was one of my
They need to
favorites.
do a second of that movie.
They have. It's just terrible.
Is that why I haven't heard of it?
Probably. Because it went straight to TV, too. Like, the
Oh
animation's
no.
terrible. Will Ferrell didn't even come back to play Megamind. Like, it's a train wreck. So,
I really
unfortunately.
liked the first one. And I was like, oh, they need to do a second one, and I never knew it till now. But I'm kind of glad I didn't.
Yeah, no. I, like, stay far away from it. Like, the first one's all that matters, anyways.
Yeah, it's kind of
Um,
like what's it called? Or no, Atlantis. You've seen the first one, right?
yes. Was the
Yeah.
second one bad?
Yeah, the second one was. It feels like the second one came out later, obviously, but it feels like the animation style was like ancient. Like it seemed way worse.
Gotcha.
It probably because it went through like TV production film instead of like movie production, and it just looked bad.
You
I
know a
didn't.
good movie that needs a sequel or needs a live action reboot is Treasure Planet because I remember
Yes.
growing up thinking that was like the movie, like the Disney movie. And then later on as I got older, I found out there was no good marketing for it. It didn't get good reviews in the theaters and I'm like, "Why? It was such a good
It was a
movie."
great movie.
And it was like a retelling of a classic story, which was Treasure Island, if anyone doesn't know. But basically, it's a sci-fi twist on that old book and story, and it's really good. Like I want to go back and actually read the book because I heard it's really good too.
I didn't
But
know it was based off of a book though.
yeah, it was based off the book called Treasure Island. Um, which is set in like pirate times, hence like the sci-fi pirates and everything in the first or in the movie. Um, but yeah, they took their own sci-fi twist on it and made it like their own, which was really cool, honestly.
Was it and this isn't a movie, but wasn't what's it called? Is it Cartoon Network that's no longer active anymore?
I think Cartoon Network's still up and running. I could be wrong though. Let's see.
I think they took it down. I don't know. I saw a post about it, but I wasn't sure because you can't always people always do publicity and pull fake stunt or fake things on the internet, so you can't always believe it. But
Cartoon Network is not shutting down, contrary to social media posts sharing images of a historical studio building that closed. This article was produced by the Router fact check team. Read more about
hmm.
our fact checking work. So, yeah, no, Cartoon Network is still up and running. I just don't know what shows they're doing anymore because I grew up with like Adventure Time and The Amazing World of Gumball and Mad and all those shows. Um, and then in terms of like 2010 and before, I was more so like a SpongeBob kid. I loved Nickelodeon, like SpongeBob, Jimmy Neutron, Timmy or Fairly Odd Parents, Danny Phantom.
Any Phantom
Like
I like Ben 10. Ben 10 was on Cartoon Network, right?
yes, Ben
Yeah.
10 was Cartoon Network.
Was Johnny Test Cartoon Network?
Yes, Johnny Test was Cartoon Network.
Drake and Josh was Disney. That's right.
Was Drake and I thought Drake and Josh was Nickelodeon. Was it Disney?
No, that's Nickelodeon. That's right. Yeah, you're right. It's Nickelodeon. He was Nickelodeon, and the skateboard show Zeke and something else was also Nickelodeon. I loved Nickelodeon shows growing up. They were so nice.
I was gonna say yeah, Nickelodeon and Disney were mostly what I would watch, like Disney XD, like Kick Buttowski, Crash and Bernstein. Like I grew up with like all those like very like the all the shows that like canceled after 2 seasons. Funny enough, like they just stopped. It's and then Nickelodeon just had this weird thing of like, okay, we're only doing 3 seasons per show, and but um that excluded SpongeBob for some reason because he was their heavy hitter, and
Yeah.
he's still going on. I think they're still making episodes for that show.
Still? I thought it died
Yeah.
off a while ago.
Um.
Because like I remember when everybody like, well, back when it was like becoming popular, everyone liked SpongeBob, and then people were like, oh, it rots your brain, it makes you stupid. I mean, they said that about all TV shows, but they targeted SpongeBob specifically for some
I know.
reason.
I was gonna say like I was told like, oh yeah, SpongeBob makes you lose brain cells, and I'm like, is that true? Like I was scared to watch
You're
SpongeBob, and then
right. That's
later,
why I stopped.
and then later on in life, I'm just like, you know what? I don't care if I lose brain cells, whatever. At
Yep.
least I'll enjoy something funny. But
I think the last
um,
episode I watched was Doodle Bob.
Doodle Bob was a good one. In September 2023, the show was renewed for a 15th season. So
What?
SpongeBob is the Simpsons for Nickelodeon, basically.
That's actually kind of wild.
Yeah, that is pretty insane. Like, cause it started in like 1995, if I'm not mistaken.
And it's still going. That's actually nuts. I'm honestly surprised how far The Simpsons has also gone. Simpsons, I feel like should have just
1999.
gone. Oh, it came out in
Yeah,
'99?
yeah, that's when SpongeBob came out.
What did it say what month?
Um, Let me see.
I swear, if it came out on my birthday, I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna have to get a SpongeBob tattoo or
So
something.
SpongeBob first came out in. Oh, okay. So there was a sneak peek for the first episode in May 1st, 1999,
Mm.
but then officially premiered in July 17th.
Oh, okay, yeah, never mind, we're good. Nowhere
So
near my birthday. That's still cool though. I didn't
that
know it
was
went
pretty
back that
cool.
far.
I know. I mean, I knew it was in the 1990s, but I didn't. Yeah, I guess that's around the time that my uncle kind of like got me and my brother into like those goofy shows, like especially The Amazing World of Gumball. Like me and my
Oh, that was
brother loved
good.
that show.
I liked
I
reality
like,
show.
yeah. Oh, regular show.
Regular show, that's what I meant. Yeah, regular show.
Yeah, I love regular show. That was the other one I grew up with. I think regular show's still the best because it actually ended well, and then Gumball was canceled, and then Adventure Time just was a mess. Like they just went all over the place with the story, and it was terrible. But regular show actually had a solid ending and everything.
Have you ever seen the movie Shorts? I grew up watching that. I just remember.
I don't think so. What is it about?
So basically, sorry, my mic went silent. Um, so basically, it's a group of kids that find this rock, but it's basically a bunch of stories. But anyways, they find this rock. It came from outer space, or they think it did, and they think this rock gives magical powers, or it grants anything that you wish for, and it just brings utter chaos.
Oh, okay, I
It's
see.
like their
Oh,
imagination goes wild.
it was directed by the same guy, and this is a good call out to another movie trilogy that I grew up with, or I guess quad trilogy or whatever now, but the director of Spy Kids, which I grew up with.
What? I didn't know he was a director for Spy Kids. That was an amazing movie. Just amazing
Here,
genre.
Spy Kids. Did he also direct this as well? Hang on a minute. I don't think this is right, but he might have. I don't know if you ever watched this movie. It was super. I don't know if the right word's niche, but like it was just so random. It's called Aliens in the Attic.
Yes, yes, yes. That's like the little alien family that landed from Mars and they came down and the people in the house try to fight against the aliens and the aliens fight back.
Yeah, pretty much.
I love that movie, especially when they turn off the zero gravity. Oh, that was great. Oh, that's amazing. I used to watch that in the dentist's office. Actually, that's originally where I first started seeing it was in the dentist's office.
I'm trying to remember. Like, I don't think I recognize any of the cast. Aliens in the Attic. Oh my gosh. Who the freak are these people? Okay, so Tom is the main character. Yeah, looks like he's just been in a bunch of. Oh, he was in the movie or show Doom Patrol, which I only ever heard about but never watched.
Oh,
Um,
Doris Roberts, she's familiar. Or at least her face, it looks familiar.
let's see.
What movies did she play in?
Oh frick. Okay, Aliens in the Attic.
Oh, yeah, she played in Grandma's Boy. She played.
Austin Butler. He looks familiar.
Oh, I forgot they remade their Little Have you ever seen the Little Rascals, like the original?
I no, I don't think I did. The Rascals.
I didn't know they made a second one.
Wait, who's Fade Ralpha? That sounds familiar. Dune Part 2. Raid? Is that his name? Raid. What's his name? Oh, Fade, not Raid. Fade. Oh, interesting. Okay, so the long-haired blonde character from Aliens in the Attic played the main bad guy of the second Dune movie. Or not main bad guy, but he was the guy that fought uh Paul. And then Ashley Tisdale, I recognize her because she plays Candace in Phineas and Ferb.
Wait,
Um,
which girl? What's her name?
the Ashley Tisdale. She was also in High School Musical, but I never grew up with those movies.
Oh, oh, I liked High School Music. Oh, she was in Scary Movie. Okay. Oh, she was in Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. That's cool.
Hannah was the little girl, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, she's a year older than me? That's weird.
That is pretty wild. Yeah, that's pretty wild. That's exactly my age. That's pretty weird.
Yeah, I don't recognize. Doris Roberts. I think I recognize her.
Is Jake the brother? The older brother?
Jake is the cousin to the main character. He's the one that was playing the bad guy from Dune Part 2. Um,
Who is Tom? Was Tom the?
Tom's the main character.
That's what I thought. Okay.
Ricky seems familiar, but I don't know if he's actually been in anything else that I've seen. He seems like he'd be in a lot of those like spin-off or not spin-off, but like those like rip-off movies, like the superhero movie or the scary movie series or whatever.
Yeah, no, I know exactly what you mean. I get it. Is it?
He's just got that face.
He's got the face of like you could be a main actor if you stay long enough type thing.
I recognize Andy Richer,
J.K.
and then I
Simmons.
recognize Kevin Allen.
Wait.
Wait, J.K. Simmons was in this movie?
Yeah, he played Skip, the alien, one of
Oh,
the aliens.
really?
Yeah, and then Josh
Oh, that's
Peck played
weird.
Sparks.
Wait, Josh Peck is that
He's what?
the
He's the alien, the guy from Drake and Josh.
Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. And then Taser, I recognize Thomas Hayden Church. He plays Sandman in Spider-Man 3.
Yep.
Who played the female Razor? Kari Walgren?
Yeah, I don't know
Is
who
she
she is.
famous?
She has to be if she's on here. I don't know who she is.
Um,
I've never seen her before.
I was
American
gonna say,
voice
from what I
actress.
can tell,
So she's a
yeah,
singer.
she is definitely a voice actress because she's done a lot of animated projects. But yeah, I didn't know J.K. Simmons played the bigger character.
Yeah, I didn't know J.K. Simpson was an alien. I also didn't know Josh Peck was an alien in it either.
Yeah, Josh Peck. He's the good guy alien, the tech alien. He's like the mechanic. What has he been in recently? I I feel like I haven't seen this guy. And then oh, he played Casey Jones in Mutant Ninja Turtles. That's funny.
Who?
Josh,
He
or
played
yeah, Josh.
played the Ninja Turtle?
Yeah, he plays Casey Jones in the 2012 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles TV show.
Oh, Casey Jones, that's the one with the hockey mask, right?
Yeah,
Ain't no way.
he does.
That's crazy. What else was he in? Oh, he was in Ice Age. I didn't know he was in Ice Age.
Who was he in Ice Age? Eddie?
There
Who the
is no way he played Eddie. One of the
who the freak is
possums.
Eddie?
One of the
Oh,
possums.
wait, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot Dennis Leary played
Wait.
Diego.
Wait, is Eddie the possum?
Actually, I think you're right, Eddie, because it's Eddie, Ellie, and the other one. What's his name?
Yeah, he did play the possum. Yeah, he played the one with the hooked tail. I mean, they both have hooked tails, but the one that has the more of a curl to it.
Wait, who's
Oh,
who's the other possum? I forgot his name.
you probably haven't seen this movie, but he plays in American Pie. He's the blonde.
Yeah, I don't think I
Or,
have seen that movie. It's so weird. Like we're going down like memory lane, and then we're just like all of a sudden discovering all this stuff. Like I'm like, what the freak?
yeah, his
Like
name
I don't remember
is
this or I don't remember
Sean.
that.
His name is Sean William Scott. I think he's been playing in a lot of movies recently. He played in Dude, Where's My Car, which is an amazing movie. Played in Jackpot, which is another good movie. That's pretty wild. I want to know who's the main, who plays, who's the main, what's his name? The main, Mammoth.
Oh, Manny.
Manny, who played Manny?
He was in How I Met Your Mother, I think. I don't remember who, but Ray
Romeo.
Romano.
Romeo. Oh, hey, the dude from Star Trek's also on this. Nice. Wow. It's crazy to to watch or to talk about the animated movies that we watched growing up and then looking at the faces of the actors after not knowing who they were for so many years.
Yeah. A lot of this stuff is just surprising more than anything, really.
So, have you ever seen Scorpion or yeah, the Scorpion movie with
What's
Dwayne?
I haven't. What's that one about?
It's called I think it's the Scorpion King. I might ring a bell.
Scorpion King with
Yeah.
Dave. Okay, here we go.
I like it. I think it's really interesting because it also has to do with kinda with The Mummy, which came out in 1999, not the new one. Um,
So it's a spin-off series of The Mummy.
it well, in a sense, I guess. 'Cause in the Mummy there was the tomb that they went to get stuff, and they ran into this dude who was like half scorpion, half human. Like his lower half was all scorpion, his upper half was Dwayne the Rock Johnson. Um, and then
A desert.
in it sounds weird. Trust me.
A desert warrior rises up against the evil army that is destroying his homeland. He captures the enemy's key sorcerer, takes her deep into the desert, and prepares for a final showdown. Hmm.
It's really good.
Seems interesting.
Like that's really good. The Mummy's really good.
There was multiple of these movies too.
Hmm.
The Scorpion. They had 4 movies.
Yeah.
They had 5. The one going all the way up to 2018 with Scorpion King Book of Souls. Interesting.
I didn't know they came out with one in 2018 though.
Yeah, I've never heard of these movies to be honest.
So, oh, so it is. So it is a spin-off, kind of, and yeah. So they are related to the Mummy. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Okay. And then yeah, the Mummy I heard about but I never watched. Like my dad liked watching them, but I never watched them.
I always enjoyed them. I didn't like the new one that they did with
Tom
Tom Cruise.
Cruise.
Yeah, it was all
They were
right. It was
supposed
cool, but
to they were supposed to do a dark series with that, like a monster series. So it was going to be like the Mummy and Frankenstein's monster and the werewolf, and like they were going to have all like this whole monster universe just connect. Like they were going to have a monster cinematic universe basically.
dude, that would have been sick.
Yeah, like I would have loved, or I would love if they would try that again, but make the story actually interesting. Don't oversell it with like high paid actors or whatever, like with big faces. Just
Pick
like,
who you think would look best for the actors, whether
well,
they're famous or not.
I was gonna say it doesn't matter if the actor themselves is famous. Make them famous by making it a good movie. Like
Back like they used to.
yeah, like I don't even know if was the new Mummy even a reboot of the original. Like
Mm,
an ancient Egyptian princess is awakened from her crypt beneath the desert, bringing with her malevolence grown over millennia and terrors that defy human comprehension. So the main character is named Nick Morton, but in the original was played by Brendan Fraser,
yeah, it's
who's
Rick
Rick O'Connell.
Ronald,
And
which is
then at an archaeological dig in the ancient city of I'm gonna butcher this Hamanoptera, an
him and
American serving in the
Himinacha.
French Foreign Legion accidentally wakens a mummy who begins to wreak havoc as he searches for the reincarnation of his long lost love. Interesting.
If you haven't seen them, I'd recommend them. I think they're pretty interesting.
Yeah, no, I definitely am down to check them out. But again, yeah, like I wouldn't mind if they tried to do it again. I'm trying to think. Like Frankenstein's got to be the most iconic of the
And they've done the
monsters.
less. They've done so little with him.
Yeah, so if anything, make Frankenstein your first. Yes, mummies are much older than Frankenstein is, but I feel like Frankenstein's like the face and the most iconic monster of them all. So, I don't know, like maybe do something like that.
They have this movie. It's called Frankenstein versus the Mummy. It came out 2015.
Frankenstein versus the Mummy.
It looks like it's like not very popular actors because I can't recognize or put a name to any of these people. Um, but I mean,
The mummy of a cursed pharaoh and a reanimated corpse terrorized a medical university. Only an Egyptianologist and a college professor, the deranged Dr. Frankenstein, may be able to stop the creatures before it's too late. Yeah, this seems like a straight to DVD kind of film. It's not even rated.
like I was just trying to look up the last time a just like the Mummy or the Frankenstein movie came out. Um, sorry, movie.
Apparently, there was a movie called Sherlock Holmes versus Frankenstein.
It says here the last like just him, just the Frankenstein movie came out in 1931. Like it was
I
strictly
mean,
just about him. But I mean, there's
yeah,
also
it's
one where it's '04, but it's a newer with what's his name? James McAvoy, the guy that plays in Split, and then Daniel Radic, the guy that played Harry Potter.
oh, Daniel Radcliffe?
Yeah. They're
Really?
both in it. He played Igor, and then James, the guy that played Split or in Split, or Professor X, if Marvel fans recognize him from that. He played Frankenstein.
Interesting.
I've actually never heard of this movie. I don't know how I have never. Oh yeah, it's Victor Frankenstein. Yeah. Wow.
Came out in 2015 as well, so I guess Frankenstein was the big hit in 2015 for whatever reason, but all right, let's see. Yeah, Daniel Radcliffe as Igor. That's interesting.
I know. I was like, huh?
It only got 5.9 out of 10, honestly. Yeah, all the reviews are like weird movie, different view.
Yeah, he's got
Let's
26 on the tomato meter.
hmm.
I might have to watch it, but
Yeah, I wouldn't be too surprised if it's not that great, honestly. So, and it looks like it's told from Igor's perspective. So, Igor is supposedly the main character, which is Daniel Radcliffe's character.
no.
Um,
Okay, now it's starting. I think I'm starting to remember. I think I have seen it.
Mulligan. I was gonna say that's another movie that we kind of grew up with. To go back to topic,
Mulligan.
Harry Potter.
Oh, Harry Potter's that's a fantastic franchise.
Yeah, no, I love. I mean, quite frankly, I reread the books like a year or two ago, like just to reread them and everything, and I'm like, man, I forgot how much better the books are than the movies. Like, I still love the movies, but the books are just so good. Like,
I've
they're hard to beat.
I've never read the book, I'll be honest with you. I've never been
Yeah,
much of a reader, but there's only
and
one book
that's
series, but I can't.
as I mean that's fair, but yeah, no, like the books are definitely a lot better than
Like, I wish
the
I could give them a
movie.
try. It's just the books are so big and long. My
I mean,
ADHD.
you could always try Audible, just listen to them in the car. I did that
Honestly,
one time.
Honestly, that's not a bad idea. Because I mean, I did that with Fablehaven. I had them all on CD.
Yeah, Fablehaven. I don't remember a whole lot from that book. Like I only remember that they had to drink a certain type of milk to see the creatures,
Oh yeah,
and it
it's
was
a
made
special
from
goat
like this
milk.
hot chocolate. Yeah.
It's a special goat milk. They drink it, or they can use it, put it on in butter, or yeah.
Yeah, no, it was interesting. Like the whole and then Beyonders was another good one.
Yonder. It's beyond every time I like look for like a new genre or like a prequel to Fablehaven, everyone suggests the Beyonders, but I think the Beyonders are just complete own thing.
Yeah, no, it's not a prequel. It's just another Brandon Mole work. And I mean, honestly, Brandon Mole's just really good with the whole mixing of modern and fantasy together. That's pretty much all he did with his franchises.
I don't think he's Brandon Mole. I don't. What's he done new recently?
That's a good question.
Mm, all just books. He's released. Oh wow, he's released a couple of books new.
Apparently, his latest book is called Death Weavers.
Death Weavers.
I will do my best to write a new book each year until I'm done. Interesting.
That is
That
pretty crazy.
that was his statement. What is Brandon Sanderson's latest book? Um, the Stormlight. Oh wait, no, he's done. Yeah, the Stormlight Archive, the Mistborn saga, which I started reading. That one's really good. And then there was also the one that was about superheroes. It was called Steelheart. That was a good one.
Mhm. I don't think I've ever read or heard of any of his books before.
Yeah, no, they're good. I need to get back to reading them. But to get back at the topic of hand, because this is like
Oh,
childhood
yeah.
movies and stuff. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a podcast. We're supposed to kind of stray off the path, but um, in terms of yeah, childhood movies though, like let's 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 put a parameter because we were both like you're 2 years older than me. I think you were born 1999.
Yeah, I was born in 99. I'm t
Yeah, I was born 2001. So just set that into parameters. So from 1999 to 2010, what's your favorite movie between those two times? Like what would you say is your favorite childhood movie, I guess?
uh 2010 you said?
Yeah. So that would make you 11 around that time and that would make me 9. So
Yeah.
around that time.
Okay. Well, let's see. I'm cheating. I looked it up. I typed it up just because I
I
can't
mean,
remember.
that's fine cuz yeah, like sometimes it's hard to remember like what came after 2010 or what came before 1999, so
Okay.
I mean,
So,
there go ahead, sorry.
um there was a lot. There was the Scooby-Doo movie. I loved that movie. All of
Oh,
them.
like the live action one?
Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah, that was a good one with Matthew Lillard as Shaggy.
Yep, there was that one. There was Bedtime Stories. Bedtime Stories was a good one.
With Adam Sandler, loved that one.
And the movie Nine was also really good. That one
That
freaked me
one
out
I was
as
going
a
to say that
kid,
one
but I
was
liked it.
freaky. That was the one with Elijah Wood, right? Like 9.
Yeah. Um,
Yeah, Elijah Wood was the main character. He was 9.
and then there was That one movie that they had us watch in school, which made me sad, was The Boy in the Striped Pajamas.
Oh yeah, that was the one about the Holocaust.
Yeah, I'm surprised they had us watch that as kids in school in the first place. But I mean, we read the book, but they wanted us to watch the movie around that book, and I was like,
Interesting.
Oh, and then Percy Jackson. I can't forget about Percy Jackson. Percy Jackson Lightning Thief was a huge part of my childhood. Huge. Here's my thing. I loved mythology, like mythical creatures and Greek mythology. That was my huge thing growing up as a kid.
Yeah, I mean,
I also
I
mistaked Legion for the same character in X-Men.
I th- let's see. Yeah, I think you said Legion was an X-Men?
No, my thing is like I confused him as that one kid that had wings. As a, you know who I'm
Oh,
talking about, the one who
Angel.
could, yeah, Angel. I always thought I crap you not. Till like last year, I thought the guy in Legion was really Angel, but he's not.
When a group of strangers at a dusty roadside diner come under attack by demonic forces, their only chance for survival lies with an archangel named Michael, who informs a pregnant waitress that her unborn child is humanity's last hope. So basically, another retelling of, Jesus being born.
Yeah,
Interesting.
basically. And then there's I also just now realized this. I've never seen this movie, but they have a movie based off of Far Cry.
Like the video game Far Cry?
Yeah. Well, it
Really?
that's what it said. It's said and it's put out the same way as it is in the game. Sci-fi action, I believe, if my phone would load quick enough. Once a highly skilled special forces soldier, Jack Cavor, now makes a living on his boat by here you go more by transporting his people and cargo around the Pacific Ocean. One day, one of his passengers. Okay, so I don't know. I've never played Far Cry, but
Me
it looks
neither. Like
just like the game.
I heard it's good, but yeah, and I think that sounds like Far Cry, like a person that just travels the wild in another country, like delivering goods and stuff. I'm pretty sure that's your mission in the Far Cry movies or games, I mean. So, I don't think that's too far off to be honest.
What are some of the movies that you can remember growing up watching?
Well, I think in between those two times, I'll do one animated, one live action. Favorite
Okay.
animated was The Incredibles. Favorite live action was Spider-Man 2 cuz that was the one I remember rewatching over and over and over again, like constantly cuz I loved the train scene. I loved his fight with Dr. Octopus. Like that's just my favorite. I would say that's my favorite solo Spider-Man film. If we're saying favorite Spider-Man film ever, it's got to go to No Way Home because it had all three of them in it and all the old villains. Like it was just such a nostalgia run, and I loved it.
Yeah.
And then yeah, so in between 2000 or 1999 and 2001 or 2010, technically 2001 for me, and then till 2010. That would probably be my range. If
I
I'm not
mean,
mistaken, Spider-Man 2 came out in 2004, and The Incredibles came out 2004 as well.
Okay.
So both of those movies both came out in 2004. Funny enough. But yeah, I would say those are my two favorites. If we're going with classics, it'd probably be a mix between either the Transformers movie, and I'm not
I was just about to
talking,
say that.
yeah, not Michael Bay, not the live action, but the animated one where Hot Rod is the main character. That's my favorite like classic besides Robin Hood, but yeah, no, and
I like the 2007 Transformers though.
it's not bad. Like in fact, I think that's one of the few good ones. Like Transformers 1 and 4 are my favorites. 2 and 3 is where they kind of lost me.
I like the
5 was
second
just
one. The second one was when
terrible.
they killed Jazz, right? They killed Jazz in the second one, right?
No,
Or
they
was that
killed
in the
Jazz in
first
the
one?
first one. Yeah.
Okay. Well, which
I was gonna
one was
say
it whenever they got rid of what's his name? The main character guy. What's his name? With Bumblebee?
Optimus Prime, or are you talking
No.
about Sam Witwicky?
Sam Witwicky. Yeah,
Sam
whatever.
Witwicky was never shown to have died, but he did die in between 3 and 4 cuz in 5 they explain that the Witwickets is, I guess, their real last name in quotations, but the Witwickets bloodline um, is all connected to the Transformers and whatnot, and it showed a picture of Sam, which funny enough in the TV show he's called Spike, like, but because Michael Bay's like, well, that's not a real name. I'm gonna give him a real name, and it's just like, we'll call him Sam Witwicky. But yeah, no, the main character, or Sam, we never see him die, but the last movie that he's in is the third one.
Because whenever they recasted him is kind of where they lost me for Transformers. I really liked it so much, and then they recasted him, and I was like, no, I can't anymore. Granted, I mean it is still pretty good. It's just, eh.
I was gonna say I really like 4 because like Lockdown's a really cool bad guy. I like Mark Wahlberg's human character. Like he's an engineer, so he's able to help the Transformers. I mean, like heck, he helped, or I don't know if he helped him, but like he helped rebuild Optimus Prime, so he was like still alive and everything. Like
I might have
I
to
liked
give it a rewatch. But when I watched it, then I was like, eh. But I was also at the point in life where I was just like, I hate these. I hated movies where they always changed my characters. But I might have to give it
well,
a.
and that wasn't even a recast. That was just a whole new character. Just like
Wasn't it
that's
Rika?
not no, that's
Oh.
not Sam Witwicky. Mark Wahlberg's character is a completely different character.
Mm.
So Transformers. Oh yeah, speaking of Transformers, I heard the new movie is freaking awesome. I need to go see that.
The animated one?
Yeah, I heard that one's probably the best of the Transformer movies.
I haven't seen the. I really wanted to see the animal one because I had animal
Oh,
Transformer toys growing up. I wanted to see the movie.
yeah, Rise of the Beasts. That was a
Yeah,
good one. I actually liked Rise of the Beasts. I think they're starting to get better with their Transformers movies because I liked Bumblebee, I liked Rise of the Beasts, and I heard Transformers 1 is good, so I'm going to go see that hopefully soon. In fact, I might go see it Tuesday with a buddy of mine, but we'll see. But yeah, Mark Wahlberg's character's name is Cade Yeager, and I actually
Cade
really like his
Yeager.
character.
Isn't not Chris Pratt. Uh, Chris Hemsworth. Isn't he playing in this one?
Yes, he's young Optimus Prime, or his original name is Orion Pax.
That's Optimus Prime's real name.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. I never
Yeah,
knew
he
that. I thought his real
was
name was Optimus.
so in the Transformers universe. Orion Pax was like a a librarian or like a historian, something like that. I don't know, he was a very intelligent, smart, and kind-hearted person, and that's why the Primes, who are the leader of the Transformers, chose him to become the next Prime. So that's when he became Optimus Prime, is when he took what's called the matrix of leadership, and that turns him into Optimus Prime. And then Megatron has multiple um like names throughout canonicity, but from what I remember is he changes his name to Megatron because there's a prime called Megatronus, and that was his favorite prime that he looked up to and everything, so that's why he changes his name later to Megatron.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Now,
it's
now, do you
interesting.
know? Can you answer this one question? I haven't been trying to figure this out. When did Bumblebee lose his voice box? I haven't.
That was only introduced in the Michael Bay universe.
So he
Like,
never really lost his voice box. Just Michael Bay made it, so he lost it.
and the only reason they did that was because they couldn't find a voice actor in time. So, yeah, no. Bumblebee is supposed to be like Spider Man. Very young, very quippy, very, like,
Goofy.
jokey all the time. Yeah, he's
So
like
so it's
Spider-Man,
like
he's like Michelangelo. He's the younger brother that not annoying, but he's always in trouble. But in the
okay.
Michael Bay versions, yes, he still has that personality, but now he just talks through a radio, which I get the creativity of that, but I always hated that they never gave him an actual voice.
So basically, it's like Optimus and Bumblebee is like Tony Stark and Spider-Man in a way.
Kind of, except Optimus Prime is never an arrogant a-hole like Iron Man.
Well, yeah, but
He's more like Captain America.
okay, okay.
Yeah, he's like a gentle giant. Like he hates fighting, but he does it for the sake of his people.
Which is kind of crazy because he's the most bad A1. So
I was gonna say he's the strongest Autobot at that. So not only does he hate fighting, but he's also the strongest at doing it.
I need to rewatch
But
the whole trilogy now.
yeah, and then that's why I like Hot Rod so much because in the animated movie he's like Bumblebee. Um, in fact, I don't know if this is true in the cartoons, but they kind of express it in the live action movie that they were like friends, like when they landed on Earth and everything. So they have similar personalities. Like Hot Rod's very arrogant. He's young. He's very like I'm all this kind of guy. So kind of like
Oh,
Spider Man, and that's why I think I liked him. And then he eventually took up the mantle of Prime and became Rodimus Prime.
oh, I did not know that.
Yeah.
I've never seen the animated series either, so I wasn't much of an animated series kid growing up. I was more into the live action stuff because I could feel more like related to it.
I
But
mean, and that's fair too. Like visually, yes, the live action stuff is more appealing, but story wise, I like the animated stuff better. And the only reason why I grew up with the animated stuff is because my dad, because he grew up with that stuff, and then they threw that stuff on Netflix when that first came out. So I was able to watch like classic G.I. Joe, Transformers, Voltron, like all these old series that my dad grew up with. He-Man, Thundercats, like all this old stuff. But yeah, no, I kind of grew up with mostly the old stuff. Like, I mean, heck, that's why my persona on my channel is like a mix between Spider-Man and Mega Man. Mega Man being like an older video game character. But yeah, I mean, just a little bit goes a long way in terms of childhood. I mean, it's kind of what my channel's uh what's the word? Uh not based, well, based off of. I'll just say based off of because I can't think of the word right now. But yeah. But that is time. We're at an hour and 4 minutes already.
Damn,
Yeah, I
we
know,
went right
right?
through.
You want to send this one off?
Yeah, yeah, sure, 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 sure.
Sweet.
Uh, so thank you everybody for watching. I hope you guys truly did enjoy. We kind of were on topic and then we veered off, but we stayed within a category. But that's how it all goes. That's how a podcast is. We all just talk about what's on our mind and what we're thinking in that moment, which is why I enjoy it because I like to talk a lot.
Amen.
Um, but anyways, thank you guys for watching this podcast. If you guys also want to check out my buddy here, Tyler's new game channel, Multi Night. What type of games do you typically stream over there or upload over there?
So I'm only doing Fortnite right now, um, but that's because the new season's just like my favorite right now. Like I love the new Marvel season. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, if you guys are interested at Multi Might, it's MULTI hyphen MIGHT. So Multimite or Multimite or however you want to pronounce it. But yeah, that's my new username. I got 2 videos up now. Just uploaded my second one today. But yeah, and then obviously go check out our podcast channel. We got 5 episodes already, and then tomorrow we'll be uploading episode 6. But yeah, got
Yeah.
nothing much else to say. Oh yeah, go check out Travis's channel too. He's been plugging me, but go check out his new Twitch channel. Give it some love. It's the Griffin Shock now, not just Griff Shock. So Griffin Shock, GRYPHONSHOK,
Yep.
and then go check out his video editing YouTube channel, which is Photo Editor 1999, PHOTOEDITOR 1999. But yeah, that's all the plugs I got. Anything else for you?
I can't think of anything besides staying positive, guys. Hope
Yes,
hope
sir.
everything goes well. If you guys want to hop in and tune to the next one next Saturday, uh, we'll be here.
Yes,
uh,
sir.
but
Every
catch you guys on the
Saturday.
next one.
Bye.
Peace.